Sacred moments. Sacred moments with you. Sacred moments. Yeah. Enter in sacred moments. I'm here in this space on this day with you. I'm here in this sacred space witnessing the morning dew. Sacred moments. In voice and in victory, we will share our thoughtful view, conversing and even challenging things we thought we knew. Sacred moments. With expectancy and excitement is this time set aside. Won't you enter in with us? And come on, let's take this ride. Riding the waves of wonder and whimsy, we're not here to do silly or flimsy. We're sacred moments. We are here open to listen and engage and converse. You know I'm going to keep the triune God in sight and first. I'm here with you on this holy mountain of meaning, sharing vowels and syllables, discussing powerful gleanings. It's sacred moments. With songs and sonnets and poems and prose, this is not just another one of those radio shows. It's sacred moments. It's sacred moments with me as your host, here to clear and create and commune with you from coast to coast. It's sacred moments. Enter. Here I am. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, this is a special day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wish y'all could see it.
It's my anniversary. I thought she was going to sing that song today.
Tone. It's my wait a minute, not it's my. It's our anniversary. Yep. It's our anniversary. And it's another song like, celebrate good times. Come on. Mm-hmm. and I'm doing my little 60s dance. But yes, listen, let me start again. It's our anniversary, 1 year anniversary, sacred moments. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I need some music in the background and some cha-chas and all of that kind of stuff and some get up, get down music, James Brown or something.
Oh, no. Not James Brown.
Yes. Yeah, James Brown music, it make you want to dance all the time. Except for please, 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 please. That one, yeah. Anyway, good morning, Alter Ego. It is our anniversary. You want to sing that for us this morning?
No, you the singer. You the singer. No. I know a year went by fast though.
It was interesting because I knew it was in the summer, and then I started on my Facebook timeline seeing our marketing material for the show that's going to come up. Our show is coming. It's coming soon. And then I think it was this week I saw the post that said our first show, and it said July 4th. So, the first Sunday of July, and this is the first Sunday of July. So we are right on point. And I was like, a year. We've been at this for 365 days, well, 52 weeks out of 300. And it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. It's exciting because most shows don't last a year. They usually stop or quit or give up, and I'm just glad that
Really?
yeah, a lot of podcasts. There's so many podcasts that start every year that they just stop, and so I'm just glad
Wow.
that you saw the vision and were with me on it. So,
Yeah.
and I met a lot
Yeah.
of cool people being on here. Because initially I didn't plan on being on here. Um,
No.
no, it's supposed to be you.
Oh, wow. No.
And then I asked you, did you want me to, go on with you? You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah. So
You know,
I mean,
I
initially, I just wanted to be you doing your thing.
oh, no, I think that, and one of a few of our listeners, who I know, personally, they have said over the course of the year that they have really enjoyed like our conversations,
Mm-hmm.
like we're having today, where we don't have a guest.
Mm-hmm.
We just kind of, as they say, chop it up or kick it
Mm-hmm.
or, converse with each other. And I think there is, a juxtaposition between, of course, like our age, difference, and even some of the ways that we think about things, but it makes for great conversation, and it makes for people to be engaged to even think about things maybe, more widely than they would have. And that's something that I really enjoy in conversations. Like, conversations are really, they shouldn't always just be, yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah, 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 yeah. There should be some kind of back and forth, and a discussion on things that you both agree on, maybe, or you don't see eye to eye on and can think about, differently, and respectfully as well.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, I learned a lot, like just from like the different comments. It's just nice to have um, older people who've experienced more around you, and just to hear their thoughts on things. So I think that, what I wanted to do with the show, it's been done. And I just look forward to like what we have coming. Like, I have some ideas to maybe, do something a little different. But I
Hmm.
just think it, it was a good experience, and the time went by fast.
It
And
did.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm excited. And then, like, again, like, we had some really cool people on the show. We had some really funny moments. One of my favorites was, I like when it was like the best friend show when your friends came on the show. You guys like came on, that was fun.
And,
So
and and I might say that I had to twist one of their arms to get on the show, but we won't say which one it is, Linda Scott.
right, and then that person had a great time when they came on. So we don't have to say her name, but she's related to me.
Yeah,
I'll say
yeah.
that.
But also she was a really good guest as
Mhm.
well.
Mhm.
And I think that, you once you get over the fear of like whatever you think is going to be afraid to do, because we
Mhm.
talk all the time. So it was just
Yeah.
like, and and then I had people, what, from that show, Khadija, people were saying, some younger people were saying, like, man, like, so you can be friends with somebody for all those years. Like, there were
Mhm.
people that actually did not think that that was possible. And then to
Mhm.
see us, the three of us, like, conversing and laughing and talking about things that happen in our life, it's
Mhm.
possible.
Yeah, that's always strange to me because my kids don't have friends. Like, by the time I was 20, I have friends that I've known forever. I have friends that I've known for 20 years already because we knew each other growing up. And then I also have friends that I know for probably 10 years at that time. Um,
Did you meet them in school or
mhm.
neighborhood, or how was
I
that?
have
But okay.
friends that I met like from the neighborhood, and then I have friends that I met. My oldest friend I met in the sixth grade. Not my oldest
Wow.
friend. My most recent friend, I'm sorry. I met
Your
in the
most
sixth
recent
grade.
friend.
Yep.
What?
And then everybody else I've known like forever. Um, I did, like, I met a few people here and there since then. One was a really good friend. She passed away a few years ago. But I can't think of like the last time I met someone new. Actually, Crystal, I met her probably like 5 years ago. But
I didn't know that.
yeah, like I know my friend Kendra I met in the 6th grade. Naima all my life. Nikki, I know her all my life.
Yeah.
Who else? Like I said, I met Crystal recently. That was probably like 5 years ago. But like they don't have people that they know for like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. I'm like, what? But it could be my personality too, because they may have friends that they met later on. But I don't,
Mm-hmm.
it takes a while for me to like say like we're good friends. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah. I mean, well, let's just go back 1 minute and just make sure that we say good morning, America, Asia, Africa, Istanbul, Switzerland, Spain, Barcelona, Bahamas, which is somewhere I want to go again soon. I need to get to the Caribbean, and all over the world. Our listeners, we love you. We thank you. I hope that you will celebrate with us. We are celebrating our 1 year anniversary of Sacred Moments radio show, podcast show, and all of the. And you know what? Actually, I think when we started, we weren't on as many platforms as we are on now, right? I think we were
Yeah.
on only a few platforms, and
Yeah, we had to
somewhere.
start with you couldn't get on like Apple and iHeartRadio if you didn't have a certain amount of shows. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So
Yeah.
since you are the visionary, and I mean, you could see this thing well before I did. What really was the heart of you wanting to do? I know you, and I don't know if the our listeners also know that you do many podcasts, right? It's not just
Hmm.
this one, but you do many of them. And so I don't know if you want to talk about the ones, the other ones that you do, and then how did you get to think about having this one? I'm gonna do a little
Um,
interview with you today.
well, I wanted a radio station, and I didn't want, like I mentioned this before. I just get tired of hearing all the negativity and all the negative things and all the this person was murdered, this person is missing, or woe is me, I have 5 kids, I don't have any money. I just get tired of hearing it, and I just wanted some motivation in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
or just more positive stories.
Mm-hmm.
And just more real conversation. So even if it was a negative situation, just somebody that could shed light on that situation. And I feel like, and I felt like, and still do that, you are always easy to talk to. I feel like even with, drama and trauma, whatever is going on, you still can, be objective and give insight without saying, no, everything's going to be okay. Like most people say, just pray about it. Like you still, can
Mm,
good advice. So when I was thinking, I
yeah.
was like, okay, I want to have a motivational show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't think I could do it myself.
Okay.
So I felt like, you would be good to just, come on to start off Sunday with just, not necessarily like a church service, um,
Yeah.
but just, just some positive energy,
Mm-hmm.
being able to say more than pray about it, if somebody had a
Yeah,
question.
yeah,
And so then, you know, had some hiccups with trying to figure out how we can get people to call into the show. Like I wanted people to
yeah,
be able to call
yeah,
in and with their
yeah.
issues and just different things like that. So the idea was just to shed some light on the fact that there's still good in the world, there's still love in the world, there's still people that even though they're going through things like you and I before we even came on, like there are things that are going on in my life that you wouldn't know because I don't show it and people don't usually
Yeah.
show that online, or on the radio, wherever you see it. So I just wanted something real, basically. I was tired of the fakeness. So that was the idea. And then it just turned into, and then, you see how our shows go. They kind of just turn into whatever happens. We start out with the idea, and then we get on, and then whatever happens. Yeah, so I like
that.
Yeah,
so while we have some of the audience listening, we would really also, if you can kind of think back, and we're going to continue to talk about this, but if you can kind of think back, maybe what were some of your favorite shows, and why. And of course, we're talking about a whole year that we've had shows. And one of the things that I really enjoyed, even about your vision, like you said, what happened is we would have a particular theme. We would maybe even open up and talk about it, but then the spirit would kind of lead us into exactly what it was that we knew we needed that day. And we got comments from the audience. Wow, this was on my mind, or I didn't think about that, or something. I'm using this word lately because I wrote this piece that I'm going to share soon, when the Lord tells me, that it was like magical moments, spiritual moments, elevating moments. We've cried together on this show.
Yeah. And I never would have thought that that's where it would have been, but like there was a lot of moments where we've cried, and
yeah, tears of tears of joy, and getting out some tears that needed to come out. I had a moment.
Cleansing tears.
That's the word. That's it. Yes. Yeah. Like, gosh darn it, I don't care who sees me. I'm just going to let it out. But we were really, and let's just think about like the different shows that we've had. Our first show was just you and I talking. I think I remember that, and kind of introducing, what the show was going to look like. I remember being very nervous. Oh my gosh, I was like so nervous, because as much as I speak and talk, it still was something new. And because it was the July 4th weekend, our first show was about faith and freedom. I don't know if you remember that, but I do remember that, and what it means to have faith, and what it means to be free in our own authentic self. And we talked about having the courage to and the conviction to live out your faith in the confidence of who you say that you believe in. So I remember that was a really, really really show, and it got us going on our way. And I really appreciate that. Do you have any particular shows that and we'd love to hear from our audience again. We've had shows on HIV, just understanding what that was. That was one of our recent shows. We've had shows about courage. We've had several doctors on the show, which was really good. Dr. Tashina Reeder. We've had Reverend Dr. Kimberly Johnson. We've had Reverend Dr. Marsha Brown Woodard. I'm probably going to forget someone. We had Reverend Dr. Sharon Fleshman. So we wanted to bring guests on, not just for their academic acumen, but also for faith and authenticity. So bringing all of those things together.
We had, let me see, the show where I think it was called Sister Rights.
Yes,
that was a great show. That helped me with, like, we talked about my book, and then it was a show we talked about like mental health and depression during the holidays. That was a good show.
That was really good. Yeah.
There was another one that was really good. I think it was Teresa Noy when she was talking about like she talked about her son, right? Her son has autism and he was in college. Is
Yes.
that right? So that helped me
Yeah.
too. Like a lot of the shows were for me, I think. Like I hope that it, helped other people, but a lot of the shows like really helped me.
Yeah.
And then like I still think when Chrissy was on and she was talking about the three things that she would take. She had to take it. She was on a deserted island and she said she would take like a cell phone tower or something like that.
That was
That was
Christine.
so
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah, yeah. That was
That was
hilarious.
funny. And then when we had the comedian on, that was funny.
Oh, that was
It
one
was
of my
hilarious.
favorite shows because
Mm-hmm.
not only was she funny, I mean, she was really authentic about how hard it was being a woman in that field as comedian and how long she had been at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which it wasn't, we weren't talking about perseverance that day, but that's where the spirit kind of led us because we
Mm-hmm.
think, when we see people kind of arrive, we're like, wow, overnight
Mm-hmm.
success. And then, she was telling us that she had been at that for such a long time and still
Mm-hmm.
pushing through. In fact, she recently got married. I just want to
Oh,
throw
did
that out.
she? Oh.
Yeah, Katrina Mack, who is K Mack, the comedian. And I've already referred her to a few people who are looking for a comedian because I just thought that was one of those shows that we needed to laugh with, and we did. Yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
Yep.
I
Yep.
enjoyed Valerie Stansel. She was
Mm-hmm.
on talking about, well, she's been on twice actually, talking about her new book. If she's on, please post that. But also just talking about being well and her being a nurse. So looking at maybe traditional medicine and also her, in the holistic ministry as well. So putting those two things together, I really appreciated hearing the differences in the not just one or the other, but finding out what works for you and then working those two things together. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was an interesting show for me. Let me see. Oh, we had Minister Carol West Shannon on. And oh man, her testimony of how she got into the arts, and it
Mm-hmm.
came from her being, having been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis and really not being able to really do much of anything, and then praying, and then God gave her, to take pictures, and she's doing well. I mean, she's doing all
Mm-hmm.
kind of digital
Just show
stuff.
me her website. It looks really nice.
Really?
Wait,
Yes.
let me tell you a story. So
Okay.
we were at the prayer breakfast that you did, you, my Aunt Michelle, you guys do with the woman on the wall. And I told my mom, I was like, I feel like a celebrity. She was like, wow. I was like, I had like 2 or 3 people come up to me like, you're alter ego, right? I was like, yeah. Just like, yeah, I see you on the podcast. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I might need to carry a pen so I can start giving out autographs or something. I was like,
Yes.
people were out here like, hey, I know you. And I'm like, mind you, I had a whole mask on and everything. And I'm like, oh, hi. It was like a really
Yeah.
good feeling. So I'm like, yeah,
I
like
didn't know that happened to you.
we're
Wow.
celebrities out here. So,
Oh, wow.
we gotta start wearing
Wow.
sunglasses more or something. I don't know. But like I mean, we're celebs out here in these streets. So yep. I thought that's cool. I mean, but
Wow.
it was a lot going on. It was raining a lot. It was
It
raining
was.
really bad that day. And
Yeah.
everybody was talking to. I didn't get a chance to tell you. I've been meaning to tell you that though.
I didn't know that.
I
Yeah.
don't
So
remember
they
who. The
recognized
one
you.
person recognized me. She was on the show. She does. She does the crafts. Like what's her name? If she's watching, she'll know. She was on the show when we had like 4 people on. And she does like the shirts and things like that with the glitter.
Who is that?
What is her name? Oh my god, I feel so
Oh,
bad.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't because we had on, it was Nicole.
I
Nicole
think
was
she was on with Carmen. With
Carmen
Carmen Sandiego.
Sandiego.
It was her. Who
Oh
else?
my
Remember?
God.
It was like
Yeah, it was
what,
her, it was Carla. It was Carla. Oh my gosh.
we were
I'm
talking
gonna
about
find
being
that show.
business owners or something like that.
Yes, yes, yes. It
That
wasn't
was one
Johnny.
person. I couldn't remember who the other two were. I only knew who she was because I remember her being on show. She was like, I was on the show. She was really nice. She had these big old wedding rings. Jules was nice, diamonds. She was sitting right behind me, short haircut, brown skin lady.
Okay.
Real
I'm
pretty,
going
like shorty
to
haircut, short, like gray haircut. Pamela Nichols says, I wanted to say, I so enjoy your work. It feels like sitting on the porch at sundown with a glass of sweet tea or wine and talking about our
yes,
joys
yes.
and challenges and seeing God and all of it. Thanks, ladies, to keep up the great work. Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. Yeah, Pamela was on our show, and we met through visionary and author B. Wright Jones. And
Mm-hmm.
you know how some people you just connect with, you
Mm-hmm.
don't know them well, but you just feel like that's somebody that you can, like she said, see having these great conversations with. And interesting enough, I think we talked about what we were going to talk about. And then again, that was one of those shows where the spirit just said, nope, this
Mm-hmm.
is the direction we're going to go in. It was a very honest conversation. And you know I, there's this, and I think Reverend Dr. Marsha Brown Woodard had said this on her show. Like, there's this thing that happens with women, right, where when we really get honest and unafraid to be ourselves, we can have these great meaningful conversations, and they're just not conversations, right? They are conversations that can lead to healing or lead to inspiration or can lead to you being motivated to do the thing that you were, formerly afraid to do. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not just us sitting around talking. Sometimes they say women just talk, talk, talk. We're not just talking to talk. We're talking to sometimes even get out things, right? To release things that, hold us down and hold us back. And it is in these interactions and even in listening to one another where we can even see ourselves in ways that can help catapult us or push us forward in the path that God would have us in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something that's happened on this show.
And then
It's
who else?
happened.
I think Kimberly Johnson, she came on and was talking. You guys were talking about being women in the clergy. Um, that was a good show. Um,
Yeah. Yes.
and
Yes.
she was one of the people like I talked to after the show. That was a really good connection. Like just a lot of, I just think it was a lot of good connection, and it exposed me to, like we said earlier, just different ideas and different people, women who have more experience than me. And they've
Mm-hmm.
all like been able to encourage me in their own way, whether it be on the show or after the show if we had a brief conversation. Because I think that's important. Like women need each other. And I think there's always a gap between, women, older women and younger women. And I think that, they everybody needs a Miss Michelle that they can talk to. Everybody needs somebody like that they can talk to in their lives. Like if it can't be your mom, like if you can't talk to your mom or, maybe your auntie, it needs to be somebody that
Yeah.
you can talk to that can give you just, even if they're just listening, like
Yeah.
even sometimes
Yeah.
before the show we talk and it gets like real heavy before the show and then we come on like, hey, good morning.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
um
Yeah. Yeah. That behind the scenes stuff is, I will also say this from a standpoint of being a seasoned citizen. I'll say, you know, as much I strongly believe that having intergenerational relationships is very important
mhm,
because we sometimes in our age group, and I've this has happened to me, I've kind of felt in some ways like, well, you should listen to me because after all, I've lived this length of life and I know what I'm talking about. But I recognize that there are so many things that younger people, my granddaughters, and my grandson, where I've learned things from you that I would not learn because you felt comfortable enough to tell me,
Mm-hmm.
about the thing that I didn't know about, which helped me to understand that just because I've lived whatever amount of years I've lived in my sixth decade, that I don't know everything and that there's many things that I can learn and grow from hearing it from a younger person's perspective. It's when we close these doors to these barriers that we use, whether this person can't tell me anything because they're black or they're white or they're Asian or they're Latino, or they can't tell me anything because they're 50 and I'm 15, and all of these ways that we close out information with each other is not helpful to any of us. It's when we say, yes, there are things that I can learn from anybody and everybody if I open up my heart and my listening ears and willing to engage. And so I love that we have this intergenerational connection without you thinking one way about me and I'm thinking one way about you.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm wondering from our audience that's listening, not only, what has been, if you've been on the show, how was that for you? And also if you have a favorite show, and if there's a topic or something that you would like us to talk about in the upcoming shows that we'll have after our summer hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we would love to do that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna remix our intro, so be on the lookout for that. We're gonna have Miss Michelle out here. We're gonna get you to your rap going because I know you want to rap.
With my hat backwards, can I still do that?
I don't know about the hat part. We'll see. But I think you could definitely rap. Get your rap on.
Yeah, you know what I do? I rap with my grandson, like, but it's only like I can use like my words have to rhyme, so I'm like real easy on myself. What you say, it's the day. Go by the way.
Well, that's
Hey,
how rap
hey.
first started. Now they make up words to make it rhyme. Like that's not even how the word is pronounced, but you just wanted to rhyme. So
Yeah.
Carrie says, loving to hear you both look beautiful. I feel all the shows were good and was able to take away something to help encourage and make me smile. Thank you,
Oh,
Carrie.
Carrie is one of our loyal listeners, and we appreciate her and all of the listeners that we have that have been sticking with us even on the days where we've had replays. I'm grateful for our listeners. Yeah.
Kimberly Johnson says, great shows, possible topics, women and social action, feature some youth leaders. That was a great show. And we talked about, what's her name? I'm going to say her name wrong.
Ketanji Jackson Brown.
Yeah.
No?
What's? Yes.
Did I say that correctly?
I don't know, but I knew I wasn't going to say it right. But that was a good show.
Mm-hmm. The newly installed Supreme Court Justice.
Yes.
I think I did say her name correctly. Yes, we're going to shout that out today. Yes. She was installed Thursday at noon. And yes. Yeah,
that was a good show because I was saying how I couldn't watch it, and you were like, we felt like it was a responsibility to watch it. Like her sisters were cheering her on, and I was like, I couldn't watch them tear her down like that.
Yeah.
That was a good show. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think we need to just get out of this country. We need to go through.
Oh my
I think we need to get out of this country because I don't know what they got up their sleeve. I feel like they're working their way to try to put us back, in more unfavorable conditions than we already are. So I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
We might be doing the show from Canada because I got
oh my God.
I might be going.
I mean, I'm thinking many people are, I mean, it can be weary, it's now, on a very serious note, you, and one of the scriptures that keeps coming to mind is that guard your heart is the wellspring of life. And that, we are inundated with, all of this, all of these things are happening, all at the same time. And it just feels like overweight and overbearing. And it is a lot. And so, again, I think we talked about this the last time we were live. The thought that comes up from this person that I heard him say it, but it's sitting in my heart that even in the midst of that, we still have to curate and create joy. Like that's my responsibility for my life, And so how do I do that? I listen as much as I can to the things that I need to listen to. I need to be active and an activist, as Kimberly A. Johnson said, with social issues. I do need to do that, but I also need to have a balance to making sure that, we are guarding our heart and that we are caring for ourselves in our mind, our body, and our spirit. Because the one thing that the enemy of our soul wants to do is to kill, steal, and destroy. To kill, literally kill physically, kill dreams, destroy intellect, destroy your faith, tear it down, kill, steal, and steal all the goodness that is still there. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was saying, like, these young people, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but there's a lot of young people doing a lot of good things, right? It's never this overarching one group that, this one group. And then, and if that's the case, then, right, where are our responsibilities as people, as seasoned people? Don't I have some responsibility
It's
to
a lot
how?
of young people doing great things, and they will
Yeah.
have you believe that, the youth are just out of control. It's a lot of them that are, not only are they not getting into trouble, they're actually helping, trying to give back to the community, talking to their friends and their peers about just doing the right thing. A lot of them are going off to college. A lot of them are
Right.
starting businesses. A lot of the young Black women are starting more businesses and making thousands of dollars. So they're out here taking trips and vacations, living their life. They're doing good. They're not out here getting into all the negativity that you will see. So
Yeah. And we know that, the news sensationalizes things, right? People turn on the news. They're like, I don't want to watch the news, but you don't turn on the news and hear good things. Maybe near the end of the show, you might hear somebody did such and such and such and such. But, it is really what is being sensationalized for money. It's really all about, this is going to get us the biggest ratings. So this is going to get us the biggest marketing. Yeah. Yeah. So, we have to combat that with the truth. And the truth is that there are a lot of younger people, older people, middle-aged people, white, Black, Asian, Latino, brown, that are out here working. There's no cameras following them around, saying, look what's happening. But yet and still they are determined to do it, just like we are, right? We may not have hundreds of thousands of listeners, but we have listeners, and we are doing diligence.
We don't have that number yet, but we
yeah.
will.
But we are doing our due diligence to be honest and honorable to the listeners that we have, hoping that we are planting seeds of joy and thoughtfulness and inspiration and motivation in the lives of the people who are, been assigned to us for this
Yeah.
season. So it's all good. So we we um we really did. I'm just going to close out by saying thank you to you, Khadija Alter Ego. I really would never have thought that this was something that I could do or would do or even should do. And you made it possible for me to dream beyond the dream that I had for myself. So I am forever, eternally grateful for this opportunity that you have curated, created, and saw the vision. And we are, I'm like happy we taking a little break. I ain't gonna lie. I'm really happy, because I do feel like I need to recharge and continue to do some writing that God has given me. I hope that you're working on your book.
I am. I do get sidetracked a lot because, I get frustrated about something. I'm like, and then some things, like I said before, it's hard. Like once you start writing, I know for me, things start coming up that I forgot about.
Really?
Like, okay, wait a minute. Yeah. Like I don't know if I might have mentioned it on the show or I might have just told you in private, but I realized that I'm the type of person that will block things out, like if it's too painful. So it's like large chunks of my life that I don't remember. And I'll be having a conversation with my friend and they'll be like, remember that time me, you, and Aunt Linda did such and such? And I'm like, no. But if something else was going on during that time, that's probably why. Like it's like I wiped the whole thing out. And
Wow.
after talking, I'm like, oh no, I don't remember at all. But once I started writing, as I have it's like a prompt book. And it like literally starts you from the beginning. What's your first memory?
What?
My first memory, I have like one memory from like kindergarten, and I don't have any other memories up until probably like the 6th grade. Like nothing. I can't remember anything. Then I started remembering something that happened in 5th grade. I started remember like how bad I was teased in school. And then I started remembering certain incidents, but I don't remember like half the people I went to school with, they all live around here and they all like, hey, Khadija. And I'm looking like,
who are you?
Look, I'm literally sitting next to this person in the picture, my school picture that's in my house right now. And I'm looking at them like, okay. But things are starting to come back to me. So
Okay.
I'm like, oh, let me put this down. This is too much because I gotta go play with these kids. I can't be in here, feeling some type of way. But so I'm gonna get through it though. I think I want to release it on my birthday. Make sure it's done. Yeah, have like a whole little party. So yeah.
Wow, this is exciting. Okay.
It's exciting.
No,
I guess.
Yeah. And probably life affirming and maybe life changing as well.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you let that thing out,
Yeah.
that's the beginning of a new beginning. I'm just going to say that.
Well, I hope.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, we know what that might be one of our shows that we want to talk about. Okay. Going forward.
Okay.
Yeah. So audience, we are going to be doing some great replays of some shows for the next few weeks. So we hope that you will listen in and please, again, we thank you so much for just hanging out with us for this entire year. And we look forward to the upcoming shows that we will be curating and having. And if you are interested in being a guest and have a great topic to talk about, maybe one that you are, somewhat of an expert in, or, can really hold a conversation too. We'd love to hear that too. So, you can still find us on, as you see our videos that we post, just post your information there, inbox us, Besties Media. We still are doing Sacred Space Ministries every first Friday. We just had a wonderful First Friday last Friday that just passed. So you can go back and watch that on Facebook and we'll look forward to the next one in August. And we really just appreciate you hanging out with us for a year. And we just look forward to upcoming shows as they will be curated. Dee, ending with you, visionary.
All right. Thanks for coming out. Good night.
Have a great summer.